بين السطور، حيث تخفى الحقائق وتروى الأسرار. هناك قصص لم تحكى بعد، شخصيات تقف عند مفترق الطرق، وحكايات تنتظر أن تكتشف. هل أنت مستعد للغوص في أعماق هذه القصص؟ في كل رواية هناك لحظة فاصلة، في كل شخصية يوجد سر عميق. لا تصدق كل ما ترى، ولا تأخذ كل كلمة على محمل الجد، فالحكاية لا تنتهي هنا، إنها فقط البداية. هل تجرؤ على كشف ما وراء السطور؟ هنا بدأت الحكاية مع بنت حسين.
Richard Feynman, scientist, teacher, musician, adventurer. Few names in 20th century science evoke the same sense of brilliance and joy as his. Whether you're a physics student, a lover of scientific history, or someone who still remembers that famous O-ring demonstration during the Challenger investigation, Richard Feynman left a mark that extended far beyond the lab. His life was a kaleidoscope of curiosity, creativity, and boundless enthusiasm, a rare blend of genius and humanity. Born in 1918 in Queens, New York, Richard Phillips Feynman seemed destined to tinker with the universe's inner workings. From a young age, he showed an uncanny ability to think in unconventional ways. His father, a uniformed salesman with an insatiable curiosity for science, encouraged Richard not just to know facts, but to truly see how things worked. Young Feynman's experiments often stretched the limits of what their humble home could contain. Radio circuits, homemade gadgets, his room was practically a mini laboratory. By the 1930s, physics was entering a golden age, and Richard found himself drawn to the emerging challenges of the quantum world. After earning his PhD at Princeton in 1942, he joined the Manhattan Project at Los Alamos, where he contributed to solving complex issues of nuclear physics. But even during those high-stakes times, his quirky side continued to shine. He became infamous for picking locks at the lab, not for malicious reasons, but as an intellectual game to test the security of sensitive materials. For Feynman, puzzles weren't just hobbies, they were a way of seeing the world, breaking it down, and understanding it from the inside out. But Feynman's story isn't defined by secrecy and weapons, it's defined by light and understanding. In the years following World War II, Feynman revolutionized the field of quantum electrodynamics, a branch of physics that describes how light and matter interact at the subatomic level. The math was intricate, the concepts borderline incomprehensible, but Feynman, he made it beautiful. His greatest contribution to this area came in the form of something you'd never expect, a set of doodles. Imagine trying to comprehend a world where particles collide, energies scatter, and forces travel in dimensions we cannot see. That's quantum electrodynamics. Before Feynman, explaining it involved pages upon pages of complex equations. Then Feynman introduced his diagrams, simple sketches, almost cartoon-like, where wiggly lines depicted photons and straight lines represented electrons. These visual tools transformed physics, making once abstract interactions clear and intuitive for generations of scientists. They are still in use today and remain a testament to Feynman's way of thinking. Make it simple, and you'll make it elegant. In 1965, Feynman, along with Julian Schwinger and Shinichiro Tominaga, was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his contributions to quantum electrodynamics. But you won't find him basking in his glory. Public recognition made him uneasy, and he even told colleagues he considered not accepting the award because it felt like an interruption to his work. Fame wasn't what drove him. It was exploration, curiosity, the thrill of solving a good problem. And that sense of adventure extended far beyond scientific theories. Feynman was a drummer, an artist, and even a safecracker. He was the guy who'd bring bongos to conferences, the one who'd take joyrides in Brazil, immersing himself in the samba culture. He was fascinated by languages and would challenge himself to write in mirror script with his non-dominant hand, or learn how to draw with mechanical precision. For Feynman, intellectual exploration had no boundaries. It was a celebration of life itself. That same boundless energy is what made him such a phenomenal teacher. Feynman's lectures are legendary. At Caltech, where he was a professor, his students marveled at how he could take the most complex ideas and distill them down to concepts so simple that even a layperson could grasp them. His mantra? If you can't explain something in simple terms, you don't really understand it. He loved finding ways to share his wonder of the universe, not just with scientists, but with everyone. From his popular book, Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman, to his demonstration of how rubbing an oiled string could break spaghetti, Feynman never missed a chance to make learning fun. Then, in the mid-1980s, came the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, a tragedy that rocked the world. When Feynman was invited to join the Rogers Commission, tasked with investigating the cause, he brought with him the same relentless curiosity and plain-spoken honesty that defined his entire career. While others drowned in bureaucratic jargon and red tape, Feynman cut through the noise. In perhaps one of the most iconic moments of his career, he demonstrated the role of cold temperatures in the Challenger's failure by simply dipping a piece of the O-ring material into ice water. Snap! Just like that, the problem was clear. His approach to the investigation exemplified his firm belief in evidence, experimentation, and simplicity. Feynman passed away in 1988, succumbing to a rare type of cancer. His final words reportedly were, "I'd hate to die twice, it's so boring." Even in his last moments, he remained irreverent and curious, a man who never took life too seriously, even as he unraveled its greatest mysteries. Richard Feynman wasn't just a physicist, he was a storyteller of the universe. He turned equations into art, science into an adventure, and life into an unending series of questions worth exploring.
هكذا انتهت واحدة من الحكايات التي كانت بين السطور، ولكن هل وصلت إلى نهاية حقيقية؟ أم أن هناك المزيد مما لم تكتشفه بعد؟ كل قصة تحمل في طياتها المزيد من الأسرار، وكل شخصية لها خيوط مخفية في الزمن. ربما حكايتك هي التالية تتابعنا لمزيد من القصص، لأن الحقيقة دائما بين السطور. مع قناة هنا بدأت الحكاية مع بنت حسين. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة وتفعيل زر الجرس